It's going to be a exciting day. I'm going to remove the air layering of this pomegranate. It's been just about 1 year since I started this process, and I've let the bottom part grow fairly randomly. I've trimmed it back a few times. Top, I've been clipping it more so not to stress out the new coming roots. But today I'm going to cut it off and put it into a separate growing pot. The head been cut off, and we're going to put that in a new container. He seems well rooted, so I'll put it in another container, and let's see if we could start shaping it now. It's well rooted, so let's put in another container and see if we could get this shaped better. This is the new container. I'm going to leave it in here probably for a year, maybe even 2 years, till it gets well established. I am thinking of thinning the top so it doesn't put a stress or strain on the new root system. But basically it needs to go into a well protected area and no fertilizing at this point. You see this beautiful flower? The reason for cutting off the flower is when you have flowering things, it takes a lot of energy from the plant. So it's best to remove that at this point. And I also thinned it out so that it doesn't put a strain on the small amount of root. I also have to keep the foliage so it will in turn develop more roots. So this is a delicate balance at this point. And I'm going to put it back about the same area that this been growing so that it doesn't have the changing conditions. Next task is to start shaping this. I think what I'm going to do is to go and cut this main part off and see this branch that's coming up like so right here, and this will become our new line. And that was the original goal. This went too straight, too long. By coming up this way, it will put more emphasis on the size of the trunk. So I'll do that. It'll be just a rough cut for now, and then just let it grow back, and then we'll start shaping that as we go along. A little rough, but I'm afraid to cut too close. It might die back and do some harm to that main apex that we're trying to create. So I'm just going to hold it at this point. I'll be growing this, probably feeding it a little bit more with liquid fertilizer. I already have the time release on it. Just kind of bump up the growth, and we're going to let that side branch that's going to become the new apex just grow so that it'll pick up the girth, and then I'll recut the main that I did the rough cut on. So this is about it for now, and I have probably 2 to 3 years before it will become more of a refined bonsai.